Okay, so usually as a web developer, you don't just start coding. You need an environment where you can write these codes. There are popular code environments around the web you could download. Some of them can be, you could use Notepad, Sublime Text, but in our case, we'll be using Visual Studio because it's popular and it's most likely that you are going to enjoy using it. So to get VS Code on our desktop, we have to search for VS Code on this input bar. VS Code. Now, usually it's the first one you see here, so just go ahead and click on it. Now you could just download for Windows by clicking this or clicking this one right here at the top right, or you could just click here. This downloads whatever VS Code is compatible with your system. So if I click on download, you should see it go ahead and download it for me. So it's not the first time I'm downloading, but for the sake of explanation, I want it to get downloaded so you could see how it works. So let us wait for it to finish. Also, it's useful, maybe you could come here and read the docs for this. Docs really help so you can understand the full functionality of VS Code. But for now, I would say do not worry, but you could go ahead and read it. It would help a lot. So we are almost there. So when it's done, go ahead and click on it. This should automatically spin up the exec or execute. Well, you don't have to know what that means. It makes it to start running and getting ready for installation. So we have to click accept. It was here before, but you click accept so you are able to press the button next. Now when you go to next, it's important you could read through this, but then I would say do not really worry about what this is. You need to actually activate this so you could see the Visual Studio Code shortcut on your desktop, so it's easy for you to navigate there. Next, now you just have to click install. So it installs it and saves it here, but that doesn't matter for now. It's done to finish. When you're done, it should spin up this. So you could select from any of these themes the one you're interested in. So for me, I would like this one, but you could just play around the different themes and see how you could really interact with Visual Studio. Please do not mind what just got opened there. It's not supposed to open. My mouse has some issues. So if you do this, go ahead and exit. Don't be scared to exit. So this is done. So actually we have it done now. Let us go ahead and run a program here, or let's do something here. So first of all, you could create a file, but it's not useful to have a file already. So you need to have a folder where you can access, then in the folder you create the file. So you don't create a file here from a new window. That's not ideal, at least that's not how I do it. So you go to your desktop. I need to exit this, I'm done. Go to your desktop. Let me delete this and create a new one so you see how it's done. Create a folder. So let's say try VS Code for this folder. Now we could go back to VS Code. I just had to minimize it. But if you had closed it like this, you could just click here, double click, and it should take you there. Meanwhile, if you want to have this here on your taskbar so it's easy for you to get to it, just right click on it, on this icon here, and then pin to taskbar. Now, so we want to test this out with some code. So I'm done. I have to exit here. Let's open a folder. So you go to desktop, try VS Code, select folder. So just click on trust the authors. Yes, I trust the authors. Exit this again. Now here you click on this icon, the very first one that pops, the very first one in this area of icons. Click on this. We will try something. Let's say try vs.html, VS Code.html. So we have created an HTML file to just try our VS Code. So you can get started when you download this. First of all, we need doc type. It's really useful to type out things as you begin. It helps you to kind of have good memory of how the system really works. So let's do a simple HTML. Let's write a simple HTML script. First, we need to have our HTML. So this is the thing that is good with VS Code. It automatically closes tags for you. But you could choose not to allow that as you're learning. But there's no problem with that. Shortcuts are good. For now, let's just get started and let us try this out. So we need a header tag, a head tag, here in the head tag we have metadata. So one of our metadata is to title this web page so that, let's say we post it on the internet, a web browser can crawl on it and know exactly what this website is doing. So let's give it a title. In the title we call it try VS Code, try out VS Code. Usually you would love to have dashes connecting this. So let's leave only that inside the head tag, and let's go ahead to the body tag. In the body tag, we write out things that are visible on the HTML web page. So here we want to write a very big header, H1. So this is like the most important header in the hierarchy of headers. So if you didn't know, we have H1, H2, up to H6. So this is the first one, and automatically it is formatted to look big. So I'm going to say try out VS Code, and then let us view this on our web browser. So if you're done with this, just click to save this, just click Ctrl and S. Use the equivalent for a Mac if you're on Mac. Then we would just minimize this, go to the folder, click on this, open with Google. So I will allow this to be the default by clicking. Always use this app to open .html files. So we click on OK. This should spin up the browser and we should have our first code here. So hopefully you know how to use VS, you know how to download